The Philippine Legal Codes. The following are the Philippine codes adopted from 1901 to the present. Act No. 2657. Also known as Administrative Code of 1917. Date: December 31, 1916. Act No. 2657. An act consisting in Administrative Code. Book 1. Organization, Powers, and General Administration of Philippine Government. Title 1. Matter of General Nature. Preliminary Chapter. Title of Act. Section 1. Title of Act. This Act shall be known as the Administrative Code. The contents may be cited by the numbered sections, and in case of any portion bearing a special title also by such title. Article 1. Definitions. Section 2. Words and phrases defined. The following expressions shall be taken in the sense hereinbelow indicated, except as a different meaning for the word or phrase in question may be given in a particular statute or is plainly to be collected from the context or connection where the term is used. The government of the Philippine Islands is a term which refers to the corporate governmental entity through which the functions of government are exercised throughout the Philippine Islands, including, save as the contrary appears from the context, the various arms through which political authority is made effective in said islands, whether pertaining to the central government or to the provincial or municipal branches or other form of local government. Insular government refers to the central government as distinguished from the different forms of local government. Philippine government refers to the government of the Philippine Islands. Specially organized province includes Batanes, Mindoro, Mountain Province, Nueva Vizcaya, and Palawan. Regularly organized province includes all provinces except the specially organized provinces and the provinces of the Department of Mindanao and Sulu. Municipality refers to municipalities proper and except as otherwise specially provided does not include chartered city, township, municipal district, or other local political division. Chartered city, city incorporated under special charter, and similar expressions refer to cities, like Manila and Baguio, incorporated under special laws. Citizen of the Philippine Islands includes not only those who acquire the status of citizens of the Philippine Islands by birth or naturalization, but also persons who have acquired the status of Filipinos under Article 9 of the Treaty of Paris, of the 10th of December, 1898. Act of Congress, July 1, 1902, Section 4. Employee, when generally used in reference to persons in the public service, includes any person in the service of the government or any branch thereof of whatever grade or class. Officer, as distinguished from clerk or employee, refers to those officials whose duties, not being of a clerical or manual nature, may be considered to involve the exercise of discretion in the performance of the functions of government, whether such duties are precisely defined by law or not. Officer, when used with reference to a person having authority to do a particular act or perform a particular function in the exercise of governmental power, shall include any government employee, agent, or body having authority to do the act or exercise the function in question. The word person includes both natural and artificial persons. Article 2. General Principles. Section 3. Relation of Administrative Code to prior laws. Such provisions of this code as incorporate prior laws shall be deemed to be made in continuation thereof and to be in the nature of amendments thereto, without prejudice to any right already accrued. Section 4. Authority of officer to act through deputy. A ministerial act which may be lawfully done by any officer may be performed by him through any deputy or agent lawfully created or appointed. Section 5. Exercise of administrative discretion. The exercise of the permissive powers of all executive or administrative officers and bodies is based upon discretion, and when such officer or body is given authority to do any act but not required to do such act, the doing of the same shall be dependent on a sound discretion to be exercised for the good of the service and benefit of the public, whether so expressed in the statute giving the authority or not. Section 6. Form of enacting clauses. The enacting clause of all statutes passed by the Philippine legislature shall be, by authority of the United States, be it enacted by the Philippine legislature, that, and the enacting clause of all statutes passed by the Philippine Commission, in its separate legislative capacity, shall be, by authority of the United States, be it enacted by the Philippine Commission, that. J.R. 3, First Legislature. Section 7. Numbering and frame of sections. Every act shall be divided into sections, each of which shall be numbered and shall contain, as nearly as may be, a single proposition of enactment. C.U. S. Reverend Stat. Section 10. Section 8. Manner of referring to statutes. Statutes passed by the Philippine legislature or the Philippine Commission shall, for purposes of formal reference, be denominated acts and may be identified by their respective serial numbers, but where a special title is supplied for a particular statute, it may also be referred to by such title. C6-1, 2001. Section 9. When laws take effect. A statute passed by the Philippine legislature or by the Philippine Commission shall, in the absence of special provision, take effect at the beginning of the 15th day after the completion of the publication of the statute in the official Gazette, the date of issue being excluded. For the purpose of fixing such date, the Gazette is conclusively presumed to be published on the day indicated therein as the date of issue. Resolutions will have effect from the date of passage, unless otherwise declared. 1945 1, 2, 1971 1, 2. Section 10. Ignorance of law. Ignorance of the law does not excuse from compliance therewith. Civil Code, Article 2. Section 11. Computation of time. In computing time from or after a fixed date, the day of the date shall be excluded. Month shall be understood to refer to a calendar month, day, to a day of 24 hours, and night, to the period from the setting to the rising of the sun. Civil Code, Article 7. Section 12. No implied revival of repealed law. When a law which expressly repeals a prior law is itself repealed, the law first repealed shall not be thereby revived unless expressly so provided. Section 13. English version controlling. In the interpretation of a law officially promulgated in English and Spanish, the English text shall govern, but in case of ambiguity, omission, or mistake, the Spanish may be consulted to explain the English text. The converse rule shall, however, be applied if so provided in the particular statute. 1788 1. Article 4. Jurisdiction and distribution of powers of government. Section 14. Territorial jurisdiction and extent of powers of Philippine government. The territory over which the government of the Philippine Islands exercises jurisdiction consists of the entire Philippine archipelago and is comprised in the limits defined by the treaties between the United States and Spain, respectively signed in the city of Paris on the 10th day of December, 1898, and in the city of Washington on the 7th day of November, 1900. Section 15. Distribution of powers of government. The executive, legislative, and judicial powers of the Philippine government are distributed, respectively, among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, severally exercising the functions and powers conferred on them by law. The executive authority is vested in the following agencies: the Governor-General of the Philippine Islands, as Chief Executive; the Philippine Commission, in the exercise of its administrative functions; the several departments and bureaus of the insular government, with their lawful instrumentalities; and the provincial and local governments, with their subordinate functionaries, in the exercise of the administrative powers conferred on them. The legislative bodies are, for the Philippine Archipelago, exclusive of the territory inhabited by Mras or other non-Christian inhabitants, the Philippine Legislature, consisting of two branches, to wit, the Philippine Commission and the Philippine Assembly; for the territory inhabited by Mras or other non-Christian inhabitants, the Philippine Commission. The judicial power is vested in the Supreme Court, courts of first instance, courts of justices of the peace, and in such municipal and other inferior courts as may be created by law. Article V. Arms and Great Seal. Section 16. Arms and Great Seal of Government of Philippine Islands. The arms and Great Seal of the Government of the Philippine Islands are these: arms, paleways of 13 pieces, argent and gules; a chief azure, over all the arms of Manila; profess gules and azure; in chief the castle of Spain; or, doors and windows azure; in base a sea lion, argent langed and armed gules; in dexter paw sword hilted; or crest, the American eagle displayed proper; beneath, a scroll with the words Philippine Islands inscribed thereon. The Great Seal shall be circular in form, with the arms as described in the last preceding section, but without the scroll and the inscription thereon, and surrounding the whole a double marginal circle within which shall appear the words Government of the Philippine Islands, United States of America, the two phrases being divided by two small 5-pointed stars. For the purpose of placing the Great Seal, the colors of the arms shall not be deemed essential. 1365 1-2. Section 17. Custody and Use of Great Seal. The Great Seal shall be and remain in the custody of the Executive Secretary, and shall be affixed to or placed upon all commissions signed by the Governor-General, and upon such other official documents and papers of the Government of the Philippine Islands as may by law be provided, or as may be required by custom in the discretion of the Governor-General. 1365 3. Article V. Administration of Oaths in General. Section 18. Solemn Affirmation in lieu of oath. Solemn affirmation shall in all cases be accepted in lieu of oath if the person of whom an oath is required is conscientiously scrupulous about taking an oath. Sections 19. Officials authorized to administer oaths. The following officers have general authority to administer oaths, to wit: notaries public, judges of courts, clerks of courts of first instance and the clerk of the Supreme Court, the Secretary of the Upper House of the Philippine Legislature, the Secretary of the Philippine Assembly, registers of deeds, justices of the peace and the auxiliary justices of the peace, the governor of a province, the president of a municipality, any other officer in the Philippine service appointed by the Governor-General, Secretary of War, or President of the United States. A person who by authority of law shall act in the capacity of any of the officers mentioned above shall possess the same power. 8260, 13688, 162 1, 2, 190 384, 234 2, 742 1, 809 1, A, 1407 36. 1699 5, 1792 37, 2041 3, Comp. 2274. Section 20. Duty to administer oaths. With the exception of notaries public, justices of the peace, and clerks of court. Officers authorized to administer oaths are not obliged to administer oaths or execute certificates save in matters of official business, and with the exception of notaries public. The officer performing the service in such matters shall charge no fee unless so provided by law. 1165 2, 1407 36, 2139 2, Comp. 3388 to 3394. Article 7. Oaths of Office. Section 21. Oath of office for insular and provincial employees. Save in the case of a laborer or emergency employee, every person elected or appointed to an office or position of trust or profit in the insular or provincial service, or service of a chartered city, shall, before entering upon the discharge of his duties, take and subscribe an oath of office, in such form as shall be prescribed by the Executive Secretary, wherein the affiant shall declare that he recognizes and accepts the supreme authority of the United States of America and will maintain true faith and allegiance thereto, that he will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by its duly constituted authorities, that he will well and faithfully discharge to the best of his ability the duties of the office or position upon which he is about to enter or of any position to which he may thereafter be appointed, and that the obligation imposed by such oath of office is assumed by him voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. 8216, 8316, 136-7, 43, 84, 183-7, 1396-5, 1397-16. Section 22. Oath of office of municipal officials. Every person elected or appointed to a municipal or township office shall, before entering upon the discharge of his duties, take and subscribe an oath of office, in such form as shall be prescribed by the Executive Secretary, wherein the affiant shall declare that he has the requisite qualifications to hold office in the municipality, that he recognizes and accepts the supreme authority of the United States of America and will maintain true faith and allegiance thereto, that he will obey the laws, legal orders, and decrees promulgated by its duly constituted authorities, that he will well and faithfully discharge to the best of his ability the duties of the office upon which he is about to enter or of any position to which he may thereafter be appointed, and that the obligation imposed by such oath of office is assumed by him voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. 8216, A, B. Section 23. Occasions for administration of official oath. Notaries public and persons entering upon office by virtue of election shall take the oath upon the occasion of every appointment or induction into office. Those entering the service by appointment, except notaries, shall be required to take the oath only upon the occasion of first entering upon the discharge of their duties in the particular branch of the service to which they respectively pertain. But if any such appointee should at any time be entirely separated from the service, he shall be required to take the oath upon entering the service again. Section 24. By whom oath of office may be administered. The oath of office may be administered by any officer generally qualified to administer oaths, but the oath of office of the members and officers of either house of the legislature may also be administered by persons designated for such purpose by the respective houses. 8216, B, 2139. Section 25. Preservation of oaths. Oaths administered to officers and employees as aforesaid shall, in the absence of special provision, be filed in the bureau, office, or branch of the service to which they respectively pertain and shall be preserved. Section 26. Swearing of interpreters and stenographers. Interpreters and stenographers employed to interpret, report, or certify sworn testimony in any non-judicial examination, investigation, or inquiry which may be authorized by law shall, before entering upon the discharge of their duties, be required to take a verbal oath, after the manner of the swearing of ordinary witnesses, well and truly to interpret, report, or certify in a matter then to be submitted to them in their respective capacities. 1697-1. Article 8. Legal holidays. Section 27. Legal holidays. Thursday and Friday of Holy Week, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Day, and Sundays are legal religious holidays. The other legal holidays are, the 1st of January, the 22nd of February, the 1st of May, the 30th of May, the 4th of July, the 13th of August, and the 30th of December. The day appointed by law for holding the general election is also a holiday in all parts of the Philippine Islands where the inhabitants are entitled to participate in the election of members of the Philippine legislature. 1818-1. When any regular holiday of fixed date falls on Sunday, the next succeeding day shall be observed as a legal holiday. 345-2. 745-1. Section 28. Special holiday declared by Governor-General. The Governor-General may, in his discretion, proclaim any other day a special public holiday for a particular date, and in calling a special election for a delegate to the Assembly, or for a provincial office he shall limit such holiday, if one is declared, to the particular district or province where the election is held. 1671-2, 1818-2. Section 29. Pretermission of holiday in performance of civil act. When any act is appointed by law or contract to be performed upon a particular day, which day falls upon a legal holiday, the next succeeding business day shall be deemed to be the day for the due performance thereof. 2081-194. Article 9. Weights and measures. Section 30. Standard weights and measures in Philippine Islands. The weights and measures to be used throughout the Philippine Islands are those of the metric system, with the following units. A. The unit of length is the standard meter, being the 1/10,000,000th part of the distance from the equator to the pole. B. The unit of area is either the square meter or an area of 100 square meters known as the ar. C. The unit of cubical contents or capacity is either the cubic meter or the 1,000th part thereof known as the liter. D. The unit of weight is the gram. The length of the standard meter shall be determined for the Philippine Islands by the length at the temperature of 0 degrees centigrade of the fundamental standard measure numbered 71, now preserved in the Bureau of Science and certified to by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. The weight of the standard gram shall be determined for the Philippine Islands by the weight of Manila of 1/1,000,000th of a cubic meter of pure water at the temperature of 4 degrees centigrade, or the 1,000th part of the standard kilogram certified to by the International Bureau of Weights and Measures, designated by the symbol L and now preserved in the Bureau of Science. 2339-125. Section 31. Requirement as to use of metric system. The metric system of weights and measures, with its recognized scales, shall be used in all contracts, deeds, and other instruments publicly and officially attested, and in all official documents, and, except as herein below provided, only weights and measures of the metric system shall be officially sealed and licensed. In the purchase and sale of manufactured lumber the English system of measures may be employed, and in ordering commodities or articles from abroad such weights and measures may be employed as are commonly used in the country to which the order is sent or from which the goods are shipped. 2339-126. Article X. Division of archives, patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Section 32. Division of archives, patents, etc. In the division of archives, patents, copyrights, and trademarks shall be kept such public records, papers, and documents as may, in accordance with law or by order of the Governor-General, be deposited therein. The chief of said division shall be an ex officio notary public. 644 1407 3b. Section 33. Seal of Division. The division of archives, patents, copyrights, and trademarks shall have a seal of such design as shall be prescribed by law or order of the Governor-General. Said seal shall be used on all certified copies of documents and papers issued by the division and on all other papers upon which a seal from said office may be required, whether in notarial capacity or otherwise. 644 Section 34. Information for official purposes. Delivery of original documents. The chief of said division shall furnish or cause to be furnished without charge, for official use, such information from the insular archives and such papers and certified copies of papers contained therein as may be requested in writing by the Governor-General, any member of the upper house of the Philippine legislature, the head of any department, bureau, or office of the insular government, or by any provincial board or municipal council. No original document or file copy of any documents shall be delivered to the head of any bureau or office or to any provincial board or municipal council without the written approval of the Governor-General or proper department head. The person or persons to whom such original document or paper or file copy is delivered shall be held responsible for its proper care and custody while in his or their possession. 644 3, 6. Section 35. Copies for private purposes, fees. Said chief shall also furnish, or cause to be furnished, to any private person or persons making written application for the same, one or more copies of any document or paper in the archives in which such person or persons may be personally concerned and to which he or they may be entitled, the same to be accompanied by a certificate of its correctness, if desired, on the payment of the following fees. For each certificate of correctness, with seal of office, 50 centavos. For each folio, or fraction thereof, consisting of a sheet approximately 216 by 330 mm with proper heading, double space, and approximately 3 cm margin, 1 peso. 644 5. Section 36. Seal and signature on certificate of registry. Certificates of registry of trademarks and trade names shall be issued in the name of the Government of the Philippine Islands, under the seal of the division and shall be signed by the Chief of Division, and a record thereof, together with printed copies of the specific trademarks or trade names, shall be kept by him in books for that purpose. 803 Section 37. Regulations concerning transfer of trademarks and trade names. Regulations prescribing the forms to be used in the transfer of the right to use trademarks and trade names and the manner of the recording of such transfers shall, with the approval of the proper department head, be prescribed by the chief of bureau or office to which said division shall pertain. 666-19. Section 38. Official attachment of division. Until such time as the division of archives, patents, copyrights, and trademarks shall be merged into the Philippine Library and Museum, said division shall remain under the Executive Bureau. See 2572. Article 11. Official Gazette. Section 39. Reporter of Supreme Court as editor of Official Gazette. In addition to the duties imposed upon the reporter of the Supreme Court in his capacity as such, it shall also be his duty, under the direction of the Governor-General, to edit the official gazette and compile the volumes of the public laws. 1675 1. Section 40. Contents of Official Gazette. The Official Gazette shall contain all legislative acts and all resolutions of a public nature of the legislature, all executive orders, such decisions or abstracts of decisions of the Supreme Court as may be deemed by said court of sufficient importance to be so published, and such other official documents as are usually published in an official gazette which may be designated for publication by the Governor-General. The publication of any law, resolution, or other official document in the official gazette shall be prima facie evidence of its authenticity. 664 1, 1675 1. At the end of each quarter an index shall be supplied as a part of the official gazette. The index published at the end of the last quarter shall be complete for the entire year. 453 2, 1347 2, A. Section 41. English and Spanish issues of Official Gazette, printing and distribution. The Official Gazette shall be published weekly and separately in both the English and Spanish languages, the two corresponding issues bearing the same date and containing the same matter. The printing, sale, and distribution of the Gazette shall be effected by the Bureau of Printing. Comp. 2190, 2192. Each insular bureau and each provincial and municipal government shall subscribe for at least one copy of the Official Gazette and pay for the same out of their respective funds. Such copies shall be filed and properly kept with the public records of the bureau, province, or municipality for reference. Check the playlist for the complete law.